Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and it's time to take a look at what we made in July. So we got all these bracelets, and there are a few that didn't quite make it to here, but that's okay. Well, we can still talk about it. The first one was this one. This is my black and white one. We didn't get a pattern video for this because I threw it together because it was supposed to be like a bracelet for me. And then I made it on board ship. And it turned out pretty cool considering the white string is bigger than the black string, and I think it really stands out a lot. This is what happens when you mix string from different sources. The white stuff here glows in the dark, and that makes for a pretty cool bracelet. It does make it look a little bit sloppy because the white string is bigger, but I did my best to try to balance it out with using tension, and I guess it turned out okay. There was another one that was made on board the ship that was Mandy's bracelet, the one that looks like sprinkles, but she's wearing that, so I don't get to show that one off. So yeah, the next is the pink bracelet. So if you remember, for my 1000th video, I went back to one of the first videos I did, which was the pink bracelet. And when I made that, there was enough string left over to make a much smaller version. And I thought it would be fun to use up the string. And it turned out really cool. I like it. It's a lot of fun. But that was based off of the pink bracelet that's got like 160,000 views or something crazy. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. It's stop motion, where I tie a knot, then I take a picture, tie a knot, take a picture. So it's different from the regular time-lapse stuff. Time-lapse, you'll see my hands moving around. This is just like the bracelets getting done magically. So it's kind of fun. The next one, this was pattern 5347, and I changed its direction kind of midway because I thought that would be kind of fun. So we flipped it and flipped it again, and it's doing little silly quirky things like this that I think is a lot of fun, just to see like what would happen and make it a little bit different. You don't see a lot of people experimenting like this, and I kind of want to be able to show you how to, if you want to try, making it different. Each one of these could be going in different directions if you wanted to get real kind of silly with it. So that'd be fun. If you want me to, leave me a comment in this and say, yeah, let's do that. And yeah, maybe we can turn that into something interesting. Kind of tempted in doing it, just to be honest. All right, next is this one. This was pattern, oh wait, between that and this, there was the swatch. So because the glow-in-the-dark string was obviously different size, I made a swatch to go with all the rest of my swatches to see how much difference there was. It turns out, like for a regular bracelet, it just adds another, not quite a quarter of an inch, maybe like 3/8 of an inch, but still significantly bigger. So that was a thing, another little thing we kind of don't have here to show off. Anyways, this was pattern 6469. If I'm reading that right. It's little print, man. I swear to God. You get older and it's so hard to read things far away. Anyways, this was just about balancing it, getting the X right in the middle. This has some of that glow in the dark string in it, which makes that part of the bracelet bigger. Again, it's that mixing it together. It's okay to do it, but you really have to work the string hard to try to keep it from getting kind of weird looking. Just how it goes. All right, next one, this one, 6946. Again, on friendship bracelets. Most of these are friendshipbracelets.net, but there's a couple that aren't. I'll get to them soon. So this one, it's really, really cool. I like the fact that it flips and goes like the other direction. When working on it, I felt like it just was never ending because I didn't realize I had passed the center point because it's just a bunch of zigzags. But then when it finished up, I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. Right. Could look like mountains if you turn it around this way, maybe. I don't know. This way, like a valley. I'm not sure, but I think it's a cool looking bracelet. I like it. A lot of fun. It's cool, just 3 colors. Then there was this one. So this one, in my mind, trying to figure out how I was going to get the blue to come over to this side and the yellow to cross across this side. I thought there was going to be like angular something. I couldn't picture how this could actually work, but I thought it'd be a lot of fun because I think there's some flags that are sort of like this. And I thought it'd be fun to try, you know, just 2 good contrasting colors and see how it would work. And it turns out it works out pretty cool. It's kind of got me thinking, how far can I bring it in and make it flip like in here again? Like, how many times can I flip it? And then if I make it wider, could I do like a checkerboard? That's kind of got me thinking that would be a fun project, because having a travel checkerboard would be a thing. So we might see this again sometime in the future, if I get really, really ambitious, because that's a big project. Then there's this one. So this one doesn't have a pattern number. This one was because friendshipbracelets.net was down, and so I had to go searching for a pattern to match up with the strings that I already had. And so I went searching and ended up on Pinterest and found a 10-string bracelet that was similar to this, and this was a 12-string bracelet. And so I went about trying that out and made myself a pattern, and this is the bracelet that came from it. This came from it because when I had looked at that kumi, I had assumed it was 12 strings because I saw 3 brown and 3 green at least, and thought, cool, let's go with it. Turns out this was the kumi, and there was 4 browns and 4 greens, making a 16 string, which meant I had to go back and do the pattern again. So I took a 10-string bracelet and ended up making a 16-string pattern off of it, and it turned out pretty cool. But yeah, this was the one that needed getting used up. This, I ended up having to cut the string and, you know, do all that because I had already made the pattern. Wasn't going to waste it, so that's what that was. So this one turns out pretty cool. And yeah, so this is Pinterest 2.0, I guess. All right. And if you're looking for the patterns, I do share other patterns over on my website, akaawol.com. So you can go over there and you can check it out and try these for yourself. This one is pattern 90712. Another one of those ones where the string is already cut and the kumi made. And I went looking for a pattern to see what I could do with these strings. And it's again 4 blue and 4 brown. And I think it turned out pretty cool. It's hard to tell that the last one here that kind of comes into the side is actually a very, very light tan, almost white, but it kind of goes into the blue column because it's not obvious that it's brown, but still turned out pretty cool. I like how it overall looks, and yeah, that was not bad. Then there is this one. So this is another one of the kumi was already made. It's only 6 strands, right? So normally when I do a 12-string bracelet, I have 12 strands, and that makes for a nice big kumi on it, like any of these, right? Like that's got a really cool kumi, right? But this one is only 6 strands, which makes it super, super petite. And I thought because it was so small, if we stretch that out into a pattern that actually needs to have more repetitions to make it interesting, this would be a cool thing to try out. And yeah, not disappointed. It is, look at that, it's smaller than my finger, right? So yeah, really pretty bracelet, really love it. Oh, this is pattern 61887. And yeah, I think that turned out really super cool. I really like that one. And then last but not least, this is pattern 72994. This was a rainbow pattern that I turned into 6 colors, 3 blue and 3 pink, and kind of balanced it out in a different way. The rainbow, the way they had it, didn't exactly match up the hot and colds in a way that I normally would. And so this kind of turned out a bit different by putting the pinks all together in like the diamond and then the blues outside of it. And we did a thing with the contrast where the darkest pink comes to the lightest blue and the darkest blue is alongside the lightest pink, which I think gives this a lot of pop and makes it really fun. So that's all my bracelets for July. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any kind of questions and stuff, you can go ahead and leave that in the comments and I will try to get back to you. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.